Yo, what is up, Smite fans? Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to give you the top 5 junglers and what to build on them in the current patch, Open Beta 9. These aren't going to be in any order, but I will give my thoughts on what I think the strengths are of each god in the current meta. Starting off with Aladdin. I think Aladdin is the best jungler in the game right now. He does so much damage and is also extremely safe. In the jungle, I like to build full strength, mostly because Pendulum Blade feels really good on him, and it's a bit cheaper than going in. Building strength also makes your autos hit harder, so your clear is going to be a lot better early game, and your auto cancels will do more as well. Intelligence is probably better if you're playing him in a lane, just because you can go better starter items, but for jungling, like I said, I think a strength build is the best. For your starting items, you're going to go Bumba's Cudgel, Axe, and 3 health potions. You could go 2 health 1 multi if you want, but I like to keep the second slot free so I can pick up the Cyclops wards. First item is going to be Hydras. I go this first on almost every jungler because it gives power, cooldown, and pretty much infinite mana. Next will be Pendulum Blade. Like I mentioned, this item feels really good on Aladdin. The cooldown reset is just obnoxious because it lets you get 3 full rotations of abilities off. You can cast your spells to start the fight, and then ult, which resets your cooldowns. Then after you cast them again, you can pop Pendulum Blade. So this item just makes his 1v1 insane. Third is going to be Brawlers. There's a lot of healing in this meta, and you're pretty much always going to need anti-heal, but if you don't, that's where I like to slot in Bloodforge. The extra sustain from the lifesteal is nice, and the barrier gives you even more survivability on a god that's already extremely safe. Or if you don't want another active item, you can just go Oathsworn Spear. This will give you a bit more damage than Bloodforge would, and your teammates get the pen as well, which is nice. Fourth item is Crusher. This item is great on Aladdin because all your abilities proc it, and it gives some more cooldown. Fifth will be Heartseeker. Pretty straightforward, just another damage proc on all your spells. And last, you'll go Titan's Bane. If your team is struggling to kill tanks, you might want to go this earlier in the build. Maybe swap it to the 4th slot and go Crusher last, just because otherwise you won't have any percent pen until you're full build. Just to be clear, I don't think the int build is bad on him by any means. I just prefer going strength for the reasons I mentioned, but if you want to go mage items, there's a lot of good options for sure. Next up is a Wheelix. Y'all know I love a Wheelix, and I do think she's pretty great right now, especially if your team drafts some knockups or the enemy has a leap. It's super important to win early game this patch, because most games one team is just snowballing the other, and a Wheelix really thrives in a pressure meta. She hard counters Aladdin as well, and just has great matchups across the board. The build is pretty much the exact same as before. The only difference is that on a Wheelix, I really like to go Hexstone. The active on this item is a CC Moon Dash that knocks up, so it gives you a lot of kill potential, but you can also use it to run away if you get crippled or just need to reposition. Pendulum Blade is broken on this god because it's basically a full reset for your flip, but if you're not used to using active items, you can just replace it with Jotuns. And all these items I have in the optional tab you can slot in if you don't need anti-heal or to replace Hexstone. Third on this list is Achilles. I think Achilles is criminally underplayed right now. He's definitely not the best jungler, but he's a really strong option. Similar to a Wheelix, he's got really good early pressure, and there's just not a lot of gods that can fight him in a one-on-one. I like to play him full blaster because late game his ult hits like a truck. You don't even need to use it as an execute, it just hits for 1000 damage if you go full strength. You can go hybrid though if you want. Defense is still really good on him, so if that's your playstyle, then go for it. If you're wondering why I don't go Pendulum Blade on him, his cooldowns are a bit longer than Aladdin and a Wheelix, so instead I just go Crusher second. You can swap the order of Spear and Crusher if you want, because it is a bit cheaper, but keep in mind that you're going to have less cooldown early game. For number 4, I think Fenrir is a really strong pick right now. If you get a lead on Fen, you kind of just become this unstoppable monster in the jungle, and I highly recommend playing him, especially if you're new to the role, because he's good early game and his kit makes it super easy to gank. His build is quite a bit different from the other gods I mentioned. You're going to go Dagger instead of Cudgel for the attack speed, and then straight into Tearfang and Braggies. These 2 items are the reason he's so strong, because his 3 procs basic attack item effects, which makes you hit really hard early game. After that, you want to go a couple prod items. There's so many good options, it really just depends on the situation, but if you want a basic template, go Pharaohs into Void Shield and Spirit Robe. Last item, I like to go Xe because otherwise his damage just kind of falls off, but you can definitely get away with going another one of these items if that's more your style. Because you're going so much defense, you can get away with going Sunder instead of Beads, which lets you do some really corny starts and also helps with your objectives. This build is stupid strong, but I would not go ability-based Fenrir in this economy because it's just not nearly as good. And last for this list is going to be Kali. In my jungle tier list, I said I wasn't too sure of how strong she would be, but my eyes have been opened. This god is a menace. I haven't played her at all because I think she's boring, so that's why there's no gameplay footage, but she's picked her band pretty much every game now, and she's just really obnoxious to deal with. Her one weakness is that she can get out-pressured pretty hard early game, but other than that, once you get a couple items online, she's really broken, especially in ranked where people aren't coordinating as well or holding on to their CC. The best way to beat Kali late game is by locking her down, but she's just really hard to play around without good communication. Like I said, I haven't played her, but these are the 2 builds I see going around. The first one is a traditional attack speed build. I don't really see anyone going Hastened, but this item, Avenging Blade, helps you stick on people and shreds prots as well. You can also go full intelligence and play more like a bursty assassin. I'm not sure which is actually better, but I've seen both work, so it really just depends on your playstyle. And that's it. Please like and share if you found this video useful, and let me know in the comments if you agree with this top 5 or if you think there's a god I left out. Thanks for watching. See ya!